Hitsongz TV.
My name is Terry the Rapman. I'm a hip hop artist, Nigerian hip hop artist. I've always been into music. Music has always been part of me. I grew up around music, as a kid. My parents were always playing music around the house. I've been influenced by everybody from Fela to Bob Marley. From 2001, when I recorded my first album, I think that's where I would say I started doing music professionally. When we started hip hop back then in the early 2000s, hip hop was not really getting a lot of attention like it is now. I remember back then, even the number of times you get to even hear hip hop records on air, was very minimal and everything. And we were more or less like the first set of people. Okay, even though there were people that were before us, shout out to people like Zaki Aze, Idris Abdul Karim, and the rest. We were like basically trying to just introduce that Nigerian hip hop on the scene. It was us, Tribesmen, Rough, Rugged and Raw. Okay, I can't remember everybody at the top of my head. When we first started, we were just rapping about our lives, basically, just what was just going on in Nigeria, But we hardly see that these days, Most rappers, that's apart from when they now do Afro songs, Afrobeat songs, club music, just the usual, okay, I have money, girls, the cars, and just lifestyle. Now hip hop is more, they talk more about lifestyle than the usual things that hip hop addresses. Radio was not giving hip hop a lot of airplay, so some rappers had to adapt. I think every rapper basically evolved one way or the other, including myself. We had to, money has to come in somehow, so we had to find ways to just diversify with our music and everything. So, but I think, everything goes around in circles, Now I see hip hop going back to what it used to be. Apart from being a colleague, he's a friend. I've known him for like about 15 years now, and I think the first time I met Modnai was in Abuja, in 2001, and ever since then he's been not just a big brother but a mentor. Modnai was actually the first rapper that showed me how to really rap in bars. I never really knew about 16 lines in a verse and all that, counting bars and all that. He taught me that, and he taught me how to rap, rhyme schemes, things like rhyme schemes, dropping metaphors and all that stuff and everything. Shout outs to Modnai, he made me the rapper that I am today, Okay, Joe Spasm is a name that, funny enough, Modnai actually gave me. It actually started like a joke. He was always calling me Joe Spasm. Like, Joe is actually, Joe, the name Joe, for average Joe. Then spasm is, spasm when you're having spasms, like, when you react to something. So from his own perspective was like, okay, whenever I hear a beat, I just get into one certain zone and everything, So he was like, Terry, man, your nickname is Joe Spasm. And the name stuck, So apart from Terry the Rapman, a lot of my rap fans know me as Joe Spasm. And anybody that's been following Terry the Rapman's career would know I dropped a mixtape called Joe Spasm Mixtape in 2008. Yeah, with Night House. I was hosted by DJ Jimmy Jack. And on that mixtape, the reason why that mixtape was a milestone was because there were like a lot of artists that are now big names today on that mixtape. Everybody from Wizkid, Myro, Scales, Mo Cheddar, Loose Cannon. I mentioned Ice Prince, right? Yeah. I mean, it was at that time, a lot of us were just trying to get out. We didn't know who was going to be big. We didn't know who. We were just rapping for the fun of it and everything. And it was just amazing that I could get people like this on the mixtape. I forgot to mention, Sinzu. Sinzu was on the track, All Boys Are Not Smiling. And over the years, my fans kept asking for a sequel of that mixtape. They were like, is there going to be a Joe Spasm Part 2, or is it going to be a mixtape following? And I kept thinking about it over time and everything. I have started recording my new album. This is going to be like my 4th studio album over years. And I didn't want the album to just drop like that. I wanted a mixtape to first reintroduce me to new fan base, first of all, and my old fans, reconnect with them. So the mixtape is basically me doing the same thing I did with the first mixtape, and that's bringing out new artists. Anybody that knows me know that I'm always looking out for new rappers. Rappers really have a lot of challenge, especially in Nigeria, try to blow up and all that, so as much as I don't have a record label that I can sign them on at the moment, I do my best to just put them out there, in the spotlight, so that people can notice them. Hopefully they get signed. Pretty much what I did with the first mixtape. So on this mixtape, you're gonna hear the new set of artists that are gonna take over in 2018. That's for sure. The aim of the mixtape is to push out new young talent out there for the world to see, and it's going to be free, of course, just like the last mixtape, but it's optional. I'm still going to put it on iTunes for people in diaspora that prefer to buy, and all that. I don't have a release date for it yet, but within a week I'm going to announce the release date, and it's going to be this month of December. The hip hop in Nigeria has a lot of challenges. I mentioned some of them as I was talking earlier. A lot of rappers don't have that platform a lot of record labels don't sign rappers in the first place, and I don't know why that is a problem. We're hoping it changes over time and everything. That's the number one problem. The other one is radio. We don't get a lot of airplay for hip-hop songs. And when I say hip-hop songs, I don't mean when rappers get on an Afrobeat, or try to sing and everything. I'm talking about real hip-hop songs. You can count the number of radio stations, especially in Lagos, that play hip-hop music, and I'm sure there are no more than 3. And that's very sad, South Africa is doing well. Kenya, Ghana, the hip-hop scene is massive because they support their hip-hop. The culture goes deep. They have a lot of events, and we're talking about weekly, pushing out artists every other day and everything. Their bloggers support, hip-hop music a lot. Here it is always the opposite, I remember some years back when I carried some hip-hop songs to some media people, help me promote this and that, and you hear them talk about this hip-hop, man, they sell for Nigeria, can't sell, and when you hear that over a couple of years, it starts sinking in. If you don't have a strong mind, it starts sinking in, okay, maybe this hip-hop thing, I need to just chill with it and start singing and everything. So I wouldn't blame rappers when they switch up and everything, because they're being told constantly that this is not gonna work, so how you gonna fight that? The same people that are supposed to be promoting you are telling you this is not gonna work, try something else, and then apart from radio, we're talking about show organizers. How many? I can't even remember when last there was an all hip-hop concert in Nigeria. It's been a very long time, so how is the culture going to grow if there's no place where the consumers, I mean the listeners, are gonna be like, okay, yeah, there's this hip hop show we can go for every end of the month, or a concert at the end of the year. There's none. When there's even a concert, it's always maybe 3 rappers, if they even try self, like 3 rappers. Just shoot like somewhere, and the rest will be like pop acts. It's not gonna grow that way. We just heard about Casper selling out a stadium, with hip hop, just unadulterated hip hop. In Nigeria, it's always a different case, because in between there are pop artists that are guest artists to help, get audience and everything. But I don't believe that we don't have hip hop listeners. Every other day, I'm in one place and they are playing hip hop music. I see kids even in the ghetto, they're listening to Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar. They may not they may not know all the words, but they're singing along, they're rapping along. And you can't tell me that these people wouldn't want to pay money to go and watch their favorite hip hop artists, Vector or MI or Terry the Rapman. Rappers don't want to hit the road. They're like, okay, let's go and tour. Like, after they drop albums, they sit back and wait for the corporate companies to put them on their tours. It doesn't happen that way, and these corporate people only go for what's hot, you get. But we have to develop that culture of hitting the road on our own, start touring, even if it's just a small bus with you and your DJ, your crew and everything. There are a lot of campuses, polytechnics there that have never seen Vector or MI or Ice Prince. There are some states that have never seen some of their favorite rappers. Hit these places and everything. Don't wait for the corporate people. By the time you get maybe to the second leg of your tour, people are already watching. They're checking your social media, and the corporate people only recognize numbers. And when they see, oh, okay, this guy has been doing a couple of shows and he has crowd and everything, that's when they will now endorse you. The song had facts in it, no doubt. We know that the state of Nigerian hip hop has been a very sorry state, and we have not been able to match up with our, how would you say now, fellow countries, like South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, like I mentioned and everything. But it's not the only thing I had a problem with in the song, which I even, hit him up on Twitter and addressed, was when he compared, Nigerian rappers to South Africans. Now, we know that we have a problem here, and the last people you should blame are the upcoming rappers, because the upcoming rappers, first of all, one, funds has always been the problem for the average Nigerian rapper. A lot of them cannot even afford studio sessions. A lot of them hit me up every other day, like, yo, help me out there. I do my little best to help as many people as I can, but I'm just one person. I believe the rappers that are on top, in this country, without money and power, you cannot do anything. The people that have that influence, find a way to, okay, talk to these corporate people, because you already have a name. Try and do an all hip hop concert and everything. Put rappers on, or simply, if you feel rappers that are dope enough and everything, find a way. Even if it's giving them free studio sessions, that can really help a lot of rappers. All they need to do is just record a project, get a studio where they can record their projects. That's all they need, and you have set them up. So I believe, it caused a stir. I like the fact that a lot of rappers came out to reply, and it has gingered a lot of rappers to come out and like, what is MI saying now? Yo, I'm a good rapper. It's good. It's good for the culture, but at the same time, it's discouraging when you tell somebody that, look, you guys, South Africans are killing you guys and everything. The South African rappers are not even aware that they were killing us, in competition. So it didn't really make sense to me. That was just the only thing I had with the song. But other than that, it's a dope song, and I feel if we want to fix the problem in Nigerian hip hop, we have a lot of work to do. Social media has has always been, an avenue for people that, normally would on a good day cannot just say anything to you. They now have that access, or rather, the means now to just say, because they know that nobody's going to find their address or anything. It has its advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, we as artists, we communicate directly to our fan base, and sometimes when they advise us, like, okay, yo, that song that you dropped, I don't like it and everything, and you're like, okay, yo, you make corrections and everything. But sometimes they now use that avenue to insult themselves, and it's really getting out of hand, these days. And I feel, well, there's nothing anybody can really do about it and all that. But I feel, fans will always have to just defend their guy, and then, but if you're defending your guy, you don't have to insult another artist too, while bigging up your person. It's uncalled for. I feel now everybody just has a lot of data, and they just feel they should just yarn their mind. Sometimes they are actually fans, but they just want to just say something to just mess up your day. So like I said, it has its advantages and disadvantages. So it's still all publicity, so it's all good. I was not really feeling music at the time. I just felt, well, this rap is not really moving in Nigeria, so I just needed to just take a chill on that, and it took fans, feedback from fans to actually make me come back fully. It started with, a couple of people writing open letters, sending me messages, yo bro, you don't need to leave the game now, because we still vibe to your stuff and everything, and you still sound very relevant, and it's over time it started boosting my confidence to come back in the game, because in Nigeria, you're only as hot as your last hit. And I felt, okay, since it's been a long time I pushed out any work, I felt, okay, if I come back in the game, is anybody going to really be feeling Terry the Rapman? But I did a couple of testing waters. I dropped a couple of songs and everything, and the feedback has been massive. I'm even really amazed. I won't lie. I owe everything to my fans. I've never been that kind of rapper that just because I'm a hip hop artist, I'm supposed to just rap on only hip hop beats. I don't think any rapper that is worth his salt. The more versatile you are, the more dope of an MC you are. If you can get on an Afro beat, you can get on High Life and still rap and make sense. And people are like, wow, oh, this guy is saying something on this. I think that's what makes you the ultimate MC. And I see myself as the ultimate MC. So I don't limit myself. I can get on jazz, I can get on reggae, on the reggae beat and everything. So I always, if anybody that's following my career, I always mix things up and everything. More rap no be being so, it's about intelligent stuff, poetry in motion, rapping about stuff, wordplay and metaphors and all that. So I just came up with a hook with it. I remember I was in the studio that time, and when the producer played the beat, I was just vibing to it and everything, and I think the hook just hit me in my head, and I was like, you think say now beans to boss 16? You think say now beans to boss 16? You think say now beans to boss 16? And then the producer was like, oh yeah, boss 16 now, boss 16. And that was the hook. That's how the hook just came, and we recorded it. Honestly, I swear I did not know that song was going to be a hit. I just recorded it because I record fun songs, apart from my serious songs, I record fun songs, and I felt it was something a lot of rappers relate to, so I pushed it out, and it was a great song. Till today, it's a classic. This is how I relax. Okay, I'm just joking. How I relax? Well, if I'm not watching a movie, I could be reading a book. I'm a bookworm. A lot of people that don't know about Terry the Rapman. Terry reads, yeah, and I encourage a lot of people. These days, a lot of people don't read. I don't know. thanks to internet, everybody's now always on the phone and everything. Sometimes it's good to just pick a book and read. It sharpens your mind. Apart from Mode 9, who of course is a mentor, I've been feeling a couple of rappers these days. There's Paper, there's Boogie, there's Black Bones. Okay, there's this female rapper called AT. I like her vibe. These are the ones that I can remember off my head. So, a lot of people are bringing the hits right now. 2018 is going to be amazing for rap music. Just remember I said that. Get a decent education so that when they bring contract for you, nobody say you go to look contract like, what's all this? You have to know what the contract is about. If you can't, get a lawyer to go through all those clauses, before you sign the contract. Learn about the business, learn about entrepreneurship, because when your music is popping, you gotta have other things that you're using to sell, merchandise, touring, just basically, pushing your name out there as a brand. You have to learn about the business side, because that's what's going to sustain you when the music dies out. I am currently working on a movie called Boys Are Not Smiling with movie director Imo Umoren. You all look him up. He has a movie out called Children of Mud, Happiness Unlimited. He's amazing. I've seen his movies. It's crazy. And I want to push out a hip-hop movie about rap music in Nigeria. And it's loosely based around my story, but the names and the characters are fabricated, of course. But I just want the movie to inspire a lot of, not just rappers, but musicians. It's just, in a nutshell, it's just about an artist that came he left his comfort zone up north, came to Lagos to hustle. I found out that Lagos no be like they tell him. It's not the city of dreams that he imagined it to be, So watch out for that. In between that, I'm working on the album, and I hope to go into the merchandise too. We're bringing the whole Boys Are Not Smiling t-shirts, caps, everything, the whole merchandise back and everything. And we're going to be touring a couple of campuses and everything. So watch out, we could be coming to a campus near you.
Hitsongz TV.
Soft boy, stepping out the hood. The boy feeling good, my cologne smelling good. The homie, what he do? He say nothing do. No time for smellos, I got a fresh swagoo. Definition the glue, you dey look me like fool. That's why it's Bugatti, you want to argue you school. Cause everywhere we go, we bless him with the dough. With money comes fame, power and other for foes. We dodging all their blows, hit them with the bow. Industry giant, go lie, come be David Doe. See us how they pose, the guy they carry nose. My guy, watch your girl, know they come to look to yo. Oh, yo, check. Alright. Listen. Come on. I'm off the wall like Spider-Man after 2 bottles of whiskey. Try to diss me, you get popped like Tupac and Biggie. You cannot see me, you cannot be me. Been killing MCs, that's my peeps in Clark City. I am tipsy, they can love the 2 oxygen. Woke up easy the next day, my price didn't meet you. Yo, chicken, listen. It's the aquarium, so it's lyrics I know the whole water. An MC who wants no caught up, a cold slaughter your whole style. I'm so heartless, I'm so flawless. Chorus or no chorus, get fed by your daughters, so don't start it. Better trust me, you don't wanna. No say I know one, you just cop for one corner, cause you know I'm gonna. You reach like Ted Turner, the head turner, the bed warmer, I've left learner. Rhymes you ain't heard of. Smack on my rival, cycle with a rifle by the jack sound like Michael. Hand on the Bible, promise to tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, I'm telling you. It's your boy Terry the Rapman, aka Joe Spasm. Rapping for Hitsongz, that's what it is, man. Featured artist. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Terry the Rapman, aka Joe Spasm, aka TR Baba, on featured artist on Hitsongz TV, and I've just been
Hitsongz TV.